Spikes, welcome back to another fantastic episode. You haven't even watched it. We haven't even made it. I know it's going to be fantastic.
It has to be.
It has to be. It's mandatory.
Of course, it's us both. It
mandatory fun. Anyway, welcome back. I am joined today by the illustrious Boo. He is our special guest for this Gauntlet series. This is the Goliath Gauntlet, of course, that you were tuning into. And we are running Bravo through the Gauntlet. Today, I am bringing to the table Chane, who is a filthy runeblade.
Very nasty.
Who abuses Rosetta Thorn, I think, maybe slightly too well.
Probably.
I am basically able to activate it every single turn.
Yeah.
And it adds just a lot of damage for only one resource. Cards may be too good, but who's to say? I'm going to play it anyway. So anyway, my build for this deck is, it's fairly standard. It's just a relatively go wide strategy. With a lot of blood debt cards so I can play them from Banish Zone and just try to put on as much pressure as possible, try to end every turn off with Rosetta Thorn. That's like the optimal, that's the game plan, and I think it does pretty well. So as I did say, I am playing the Rosetta Thorn. It's just a no-brainer for the type of strategy that this is. I have an Arcanite Skullcap on my head, covering up the fleshy bits, just because it's good for blocking. It adds realistically 3 health. Sometimes 2, most of the time it'll be 3.
It does.
I also have a Carrion Husk, which is covering up all the other fleshy bits.
And it's Chane really super good.
Chane is very fleshy. I'm just going to keep saying it. I said it the first time and I was weirded out by it, but I'm just going to lean into it at this point.
Squishy boy.
But yeah, so Carrion Husk just blocks 6. Card
That's
is
it. Block
really
6.
good. It does drain you over the course of the rest of the game, but the one hit, especially against something like Bravo, where you have a bunch of on-hit effects that are really solid against what I'm trying to do.
Massive.
Yeah, Carrion Husk just helps out. It's that one turn panic button where I just need to block something, and boy does it do that. Speaking of blocking things, I also do have Grasp of the Arknight. Sometimes I do activate the ability. Most of the time this is just to block twice for 2 and then 1 to just increase my life total by 3. The rune chant stuff, it can be relevant. I have definitely gone over the top a little bit when, some people have their arcane barrier stuff on things that break or whatever. So it can help to just do that one extra over the top. I think you're probably pretty well prepared for that.
Yeah.
So I'm probably just going to be looking to block with this.
Yep.
And then we also have Spellbound Creepers, which are just a very pushed piece of equipment that creates so many shenanigans with, non-attack actions that have Go Again and being able to play things like Plunder Run after you've declared a block, but before my damage goes through.
Yeah, it's
to
just,
get the on-hit effect. It's a weird.
It does many things.
It does
very complex.
Many things. It's like a puzzle in and of itself. But anyway, so that's what I'm bringing to the table, and you are bringing Bravo once again for the 4th time.
I do that. Yep.
Yeah. So why don't you introduce what you are going to be playing today?
Yes. So Bravo, big guy, beefy, very on top of his game. Let's put it that way. Look, just look at this muscular dude.
There's so many people around him that are like, how do you eat that many eggs?
Yeah, he's just going at it. You feel me?
Very large.
He does the things. And so since he is so big, he can bring him just a big hammer. It's just fist. Big. And so that Anathos, it just hits for 4 and then sometimes 6 when you pitch tag properly your stuff. So it's just very good thing when you're spending most of the game blocking, because that's probably what I will be doing. Mostly just block. Hopefully deck him out. Mayhaps. We'll see.
It's very possible.
Because Chane is also very good at just damaging itself, so I don't need that much to, help.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. And for the rest of the things, we do have the helm on my head, because for setup turns, that is just so wonderful. Getting 1 extra card at the end of a turn where you're basically not doing anything anyway, very rewarding. And then the tectonic plating to save up some resources, again, just very good thing to do. And to kind of counter at least somewhat the Thorn, because, that card is a thing. So we do have 2 pieces of Null Run. Null Run. That was flawless. Boots and gloves, basically. Boots because we don't have anything good in the boot space anyway. It's that or the Iron Rod. I mean, we're gonna bring the Arcane this game instead of the bit physical. And the gloves because The 2 extra damage from the Goliath Gauntlet is like nice, but it's not gonna push me over the top quite as much as like blocking potentially 1 damage over multiple turns on that thing. So we better play it safe.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing that I've found myself getting caught by a lot is underestimating Rosetta Thorn just as a damage
Grave
source.
mistake.
Because even though it gets 1 damage through, like 1 damage can make or break a game.
Oh, yeah.
Like very easily. So
Often.
having the 2 is actually a very good call.
Yeah, you do need a 2.
Yes. But anyway, without further ado,
I
you
still
did
go
win the die
first.
roll. Yeah, for
Again.
the 4th time in a row.
I'm just good. I think it's most that you're bad at rolling dice, but you know.
It's just skill. It's just that's the only-
Pure skill. I practiced this my entire life. And so since I did practice also playing Flesh and Blood my entire life, despite the game being not that old, we will begin with this red Crush Confidence, pitching a blue Disable, which will be coming in for 7, and if it does crush, you will lose your text box until the end of your next turn. Yeah, confidence is for me, for big guy.
Oh, but I need to be confident.
Then block that, I guess.
Okay, well, I think I just want to get rid of these 2 cards. So I will be blocking. I'm blocking with a blue Shadow of Ursa and a yellow Shrill of Skullform for a total of 6.
All right, that will be all that happens for this thing.
Very good. So I will take a single point of damage.
Very good, and thus we shall move to clean up. Before I actually clean up, I would like to heave this Thunderquake. I did the thing!
You hoved!
I hoved! Hoovered? Whatever.
Hooved. I'm behooved.
Anyway, heave 3. So
Yeah.
what this does, basically, I can, at the beginning of our end phase, which is now, actually. So if it isn't in your hand and I have an empty arsenal zone,
Again, you
do
did.
that. I may pay 3, which I did by pitching this blue Debilitate, and that allows me to put it face up in my arsenal zone, and when I do, I make 3 of those Seismic Surges, which hopefully sets up a very nice turn next time around.
It appears that it might. Well, what do you say we do some book learning? And by we, I mean me, and by
You
book,
learn?
and by book, I mean tome.
Book!
I am going to play this Gorgonian tome. You do not have one in your graveyard, and I don't have another one in my graveyard. So I will draw 1 card.
Yay.
Activate Chane to make a Soul Shackle.
Oh, you would.
To give my next Rune Blade or Shadow action go again.
Yep.
Then I will be attacking you with this Shrill of Skullform, pitching this blue Plunder Run. I will be attacking you with the Shrill of Skullform. It is for 6 because I have created an aura this turn, and it has Go Again from the same, well, not really from the same aura.
But
He gives Go Again. This is like a byproduct.
same general principle, I
this
guess.
is like nuclear runoff, and then this is what the actual this is the energy.
Makes perfect sense. No questions asked. Let's just block 3 of that, and I think I'm willing to take the 3 remaining things. So let's just take 3.
Okay. Yeah, I have no attack reactions, so I will be breaking the combat chain and will unfortunately be playing a pretty good card.
Okay.
But I am going to play this Revel in Runeblood.
Uh-oh.
So because I've played an attack and another non-attack action this turn, I will create 4 Rune Chant tokens. Then, because that broke the combat chain, these can all go bye-bye. But I will just be following that up with my 1 remaining resource. I'm going to attack you with this Rosetta Thorn, which comes in with these 4 Rune Chants. So it is a total of 6 Arcane, 4 instances of 1, and then an instance of 2, and then 2 physical damage.
I think I'm just going to take that 8.
Okay.
It's spooky, but we try it out.
It does happen, and I've done stuff like that before. You've even seen it.
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, I will be arsenaling this last card in my hand, cleaning up the rest of this stuff, and passing back over to you.
This all goes poof. So we do earn a 3 discount.
-3.
Oh yeah, we'll use that to its fullest. Yeah. And so I will begin by activating Bravo over here. Funny boy. So pitch this blue Showtime floating 1 to give my next attack action with cost 3 or greater dominate. Actually, it's all of them, but I never go against it. Functionally, it's the next. Let's just face it. And thus, since I have a discount of 3, I would like to red Spinal Crush your face, or your spine, or whenever. So we will add another red Spinal Crush to the mix to pay for this. So like 1, 2, and then
2,
5.
3. Yeah.
It's all good. And if that crushes, since it has dominated, maybe, your action cards, activate abilities, and attacks you control lose and cannot gain Go Again during the next action phase. So like basically no more Go Again. Basically.
I will block for 6 there. I don't think I'll block with anything from my hand because I've already removed the crush effect.
Yeah.
So yes, I will declare a block for 6. If you have any attack reactions.
Nope, that's gonna end it all.
It
can be a vanilla 3.
I will take 3 damage, and now Carrion Husk just disintegrates.
It begins dealing damage, and so it begins.
And so do you. You begin dealing damage.
I do.
And to start my turn, I will be banishing a card from my Soul Shackle, and it is a Mauvrian Skies. Since it doesn't have Blood Debt, it is just gone forever. I am going to do something kind of spicy. You're going to see a card in this deck that was a tech pick that I saw from a random deck list on Discord.
I'm so ready for this.
I really liked it and thought it was super cool.
All right,
but
see it.
I will be playing this Talisman of Warfare.
Why? Okay.
So
please read this out because
for everybody at home that doesn't know what this card does, which is totally fair. So this is it's an item. It's a generic action item. It does have go again and it costs 0. And it says, when a source you control deals exactly 2 damage to an opposing hero, destroy this and all cards in all arsenals. And I didn't understand why, but then I remembered Rosetta Thorn does 2 instances of 2 damage.
Yeah, it's a double 2. So like, if any of that goes through, it's just
it's terrifying.
It does do the things.
But yes, it is also a non-attack action with go again,
right,
for free. Yeah. Then to follow that up, I will be playing this Art of War from my arsenal. I am going to be pitching this Vexing Malice to pay for it. It is a blue Vexing Malice, so I have 2 resources floating. And the modes that I am going to pick are banish an attack action card from my hand to draw 2 cards, and my attack action cards get +1/+1 this turn. The card I'm banishing is this Ghostly Visit. So it will be going into this one right here. It is still the banished zone, but it's the playable banished zone.
Yes.
And I will draw 2 cards.
The extra hand.
I will be following that up with this Howl from Beyond from my hand for using the 2 resources that I had floating. So my next attack action card that I play this turn will get +3, and that has go again. Then I will be pitching this Vexing Malice, the second Vexing. Same. Okay. With 2 floating, and I will be just attacking with this Ghostly Visit. Yep. I did that slightly out of order, but it's the same thing anyway.
We got there.
Yeah, we got there eventually. So it'll have +1 from the Art of War, +3 from the Howl Beyond, Howl from Beyond. Sorry,
Howl from there.
Howl from the thing, off camera
over there.
So it will be coming in for a total of 8.
So let's put 6 in front with this red disable and this blue chokeslam, and add the tectonic plating. So that should block the whole 8, I think.
You have fully blocked the 8, yes.
Yay.
So something that I should have done is probably chained here, but I was just so tempted by the value from this huge attack, so I didn't. And since I have no attack reaction, or I have no further action points, I'm just not going to. So I'm going to Arsenal this card.
That's fair.
And I will pass over to you.
So we move to me.
Oh, I actually do take 1 blood debt from my Carrion Husk. There is a downside to this card.
Oh, yeah, right. It's not just big block.
Yes, but yeah, so I've taken the 1 from that, and it is now your turn.
Okay, and so since you did do some reasonable stuff on your turn, I'm tempted to do the same, which is just slam with the jam, or whatever. So this Thunder Quake for 6, pitching, therefore 2 blues, this pummel and this disable, and that's just a vanilla 8 damage straight at the face.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage, eh? Well, 8 is a lot, so I will try to mitigate that somewhat. I'm going to block with my Grasp and with this Bounding Demagon for a total of 5.
All right, so that's only 3 that go through.
I will still be taking 3, though, and that's still a slap. So
it's still a decent slap. So let's move to cleanup.
So at the beginning of my turn, I will be banishing the top card of my deck. It is a Shrill of Skullform, so unfortunately it's not anything I can get value out of, but it's also, it gets out of there, so that's fine.
Bye.
I will start off here by playing this Shadow of Ursa. As an additional cost to play it, I can banish a card with Blood Debt from my hand, which I will, and because I've done that, it gains go again.
It does.
So it is for 2.
I shall block this with this Crippling Crush to not suffer this much.
No, that's pretty reasonable, honestly. I'm going to follow that up. This will be breaking the combat chain, but I'm going to cast the Shadow Puppetry from my arsenal. So the next attack action card that I play this turn gains +1, go again, and if it hits, I can look at the top card of my deck, and then I may banish it.
All right.
Then I will follow that up with this Bounding Demagon from my banished zone. So because I've played a non-attack, I can play it from my Banish Zone. It gets +1 from its effect, and then +1 from the Shadow Puppetry, so it is for 5, and then the Shadow Puppetry gives it go again.
That's a 5 I am not willing to take, so I shall block 5 with 2 blues, a Thunderquake, and they Rouse the Ancients.
You know what? I will still shackle with Chane. That breaks the combat chain.
At least you're gonna have more cards next turn.
Yeah, and I think I am just gonna arsenal this card. I think it's a more better value for me.
It's more better value. I like when it's more better.
Of course.
And also, since it's the end of your turn, you do have 1 damage from
yes, you have reminded me. Thank you very much.
Yup. And now proceeding to my turn with 1 in hand, I think you can kind of see where everything is going.
Is it the thing?
It's the thing.
Oh, you're doing the thing. Okay.
So let's do the thing. By pitching this blue Crush the Weak, I'm going to activate my Tectonic Plating to have one of those bad boys for next turn, which is always fun.
Create a surge.
And since there are 2 resources floating off of this, I'm going to use 1 of them on my helm, and it just goes poof. And that makes me more smarter for the next turn.
Hey,
and my grammar also improves a lot betterer with the helm.
You're translating all of your intelligence into Bravo himself. So you obviously your IQ goes down. It's a 0-sum game. So
make card more draw.
Shackle triggers mean that I banish Plunder Run and Shrill of Skullform. Still no Blood Debt cards off of that.
Pretty glad to see those gone, to be fully honest.
Yeah, that's pretty bad for me, and conversely, very good for you.
Oh, very. Very much so.
I'm going to start things off. I am just going to activate Chane. Just get him out the gates right away. Then I will be declaring an attack with the Shrill of Skullform, pitching this Bounding Demagon. It is a blue Bounding Demagon, so I have 1 resource floating. And because I've created an aura, this is coming in for 7.
I do not have any blocks.
Okay. I have no attack reactions.
I have a response, though.
Oh, geez.
Of the staunch variety.
It's so staunch.
The blue staunch response. And I'm going to play the whole cost with an additional 4. So that means 6 total.
Okay.
2 blues, Chokeslam, and Rouse the Ancients. So that does block 8.
That blocks 8. That blocks the whole thing. So now I'm going to activate my Spellbound Creepers. Because I've attacked with a card this turn, I can activate it by putting a bind counter on it, and then my next non-attack action that I play this turn, it can be cast as though it were an instant, which means it does not use my action point, which is kind of crazy, because what I'm going to follow that up with is this Captain's Call.
Oh, hello.
So this is a free non-attack action that I can cast at instant speed with Go Again, and the mode that I'm going to choose is the next attack action card with cost 2 or less that I play this turn gains Go Again. So because this resolves, I now have 2 action points. The Chane also breaks from that.
Too many action points.
I
don't like it.
It's very much too many action points. Then with one of my 2 action points, I'm going to play this Tome of Torment.
Uh-oh.
And I'm just going to draw a card. Then
it could have been worse, but still I'm very worried with everything.
Yeah, I mean, the draw wasn't what I wanted it to be, but I will still just follow up. I'm going to pitch this Rift Bind to attack you with this Rosetta Thorn, and that will come in for 2 and 2. 2 arcane and 2 physical damage.
But after that, it's done, though.
And after that, that's done. That was my last action.
No more
point.
nothing. Okay.
Yep.
So we will do the responsible thing and pitch this yellow pummel to block the 2 arcane damage, and put this blue Crush Confidence in front to block the physical damage.
Okay. Yeah, I have no more actions or reactions or anything. So I will just arsenal this last card that's in my hand and draw back up to 4, and I will also take 1 damage from my Carrion Husk.
You will, and I'm gonna just give you the turn right back since you've emptied my hand. This Surge just pops out of existence, and I draw back up to 4, and hopefully keep blocking and keep letting you kill yourself slowly.
So at the beginning of my turn, I do have my Soul Shackle triggers, but also something that I just realized, and you can check by rewinding the tape, I didn't deal any arcane damage to you last turn,
That's right, I just blocked it all, yeah.
Yeah, you blocked all of it. So my Spellbound Creepers at the end of my last turn died. So I no longer have access to those.
Bye. That pleases me more than it should, but you know.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a very powerful thing that I no longer have access to.
Take it.
Anyway, so I will be banishing for Soul Shackles, Revel in Runeblood, Captain's Call, and Shadow Puppetry. 0 hits.
So many misses.
Yeah, 0 hits. That is very good for you. Not as good for me.
Obviously.
So I will be activating Chane, going to 4 shackles.
More.
And I will cast this Plunder Run from my hand.
It's
not from my arsenal. It is the red one, but it's not from my arsenal. So I'll have that effect, and then I have already activated Chane, so I will attack you with the Shrill of Skullform. It's a red one, and I'm pitching this blue Invert Existence. So I'll have 1 resource floating that is coming in for 7 with Go Again, and if it hits you, I will draw a card.
I would like to at least block 2 of that with this red pummel.
Okay, sounds good. I have no attack reactions or anything.
I do! Oh, I would like to be unmovable by pitching this blue Terra Thunder.
You're so hard to 5.
Move. You will not move me.
So
that's full 7.
So that's the full 7. I do not get to draw a card from that, which is kind of, I mean, it's like kind of sad. But
not for me.
I will, I will just follow up with this Rosetta Thorn for 2 and 2.
Yeah, so the Thorn arcane damage, that will go through, that's for sure. So let's just boop boop. Indeed. And let's physically block the physical with this red disable.
Sounds good. That is all of the stuff that I have available for you. I dealt 2 arcane damage to you.
Did deal 2, so this goes poof.
Yeah, so my Talisman of Warfare takes out my Riftbind.
Oh, bye.
It is a mandatory trigger, so it does die.
Bye.
That just opens up my arsenal, though.
Yay!
I get to arsenal this card.
Planned. Never did not have it.
But yeah, I will be moving to the end of my turn.
Yep, and I will, once again, since I have been empty-handed, just pass it right back and see that your deck is getting thin, and that pleases me quite a bit. Hopefully I don't die 7 from this. There's a chance. There's a chance.
We will see, because I'm going to be banishing 4 cards here. And it's a red Plunder Run, a red Bounding Demagon.
That's 1.
Blue Mavrine Skies, and a blue Plunder Run.
Whoa.
So we have hit 1 Blood Debt card in all of these banishes. I've drawn the rest of them, I suppose. I'm going to kick things off with something very fun. And I think the way that I've done my math, I think this works out in my favor quite a bit. I am going to play as Art of War.
Oh, all right.
I'm going to be pitching this Invert Existence. It is a blue Invert Existence, so I have 2 resources floating. I will be banishing an attack action card from my hand to draw 2 cards, which is this Ghostly Visit. And I will choose attack action cards I control, get +1/+1 this turn. So now I draw these 2, and I am even lower. I'm going to follow up here. I'm going to play this Howl from Beyond from my arsenal.
From where? There.
Yeah, right
Beyond
here.
Is there.
Beyond.
We found Beyond.
Underwear. So my next attack action that I play this turn gets +3.
Big.
Which is quite big, indeed. Then I'm going to activate Chane to make a Soul Shackle, to give my next thing Go Again. Then I'm going to come in with this Ghostly Visit. I will be pitching this Vexing Malice to pay for that, so I will have 2 floating again. And that will be coming in for 4 plus 3 from the Howl from Beyond is 7, plus 1 from the Art of War is 8, with Go Again.
So let's just block 6, which is blue Crush the Weak and blue Debilitate. So that's going to leave 2 unchecked.
2 unchecked. Okay. I do not have any attack reactions.
I will go down then to 5.
You will go down to 5. I will be breaking the combat chain here.
Oh, right.
So I'm still going to leave this Art of War here because it is still buffing my attack actions.
Yes.
But I will be paying 2 resources into this Grasp of the Arcanite.
Oh, hello.
So because I don't have any rune chants, I can pay 2 to create a rune chant.
Hello.
And that's 1 for action. Then I will follow that up. I'm going to pitch this Soul Reaping to attack you with this Rosetta Thorn for a total of 5. We have 1 from the Rune Chant, 2 from Rosetta Thorn, and then another 2 from the Rosetta Thorn.
That sounds very reasonable. So for the whole arcane shebang, I'm going to use this blue Showtime, which blocks 1 and then the 2. Everything works out. And for the physical, let's just go for this blue Cartilage Crush to block all of that.
Okay. Yes, so that is the extent of my turn. I will be arsenaling this last card in my hand, and
drawing very thin.
Because I get to choose how these go on the bottom, I'm going to choose to have them go like this.
Choose wisely.
I will. I don't know. I don't remember exactly when these trigger, but I will be taking. Drawing 4, taking 2 from my blood debt
At some point.
Yes.
And then since I'm going to pass it right back anyway, because again I am empty-handed, you can do your thing.
Okay. Well, I will be banishing this Invert Existence and this Vexing Malice.
Yep.
And then we have to cobble together a win somehow. So at this point, adding more shackles doesn't really mean anything. So I'm just going to go to 6
4.
shackles. I'm going to go to 4. I'm going to start decrementing with shackles.
We don't even mind, whatever.
Then let's start things off by coming in with this Soul Reaping. And to pay for that, I'm going to pay its alternate cost of banishing a card from my hand. It has Blood Debt, so I will gain a resource.
You will.
So I'll go to 1 resource. I have 4 cards in my Blood Debt currently, and I'm attacking you for 6 with Go Again.
6. So let's just block 1 of this. Do you have any reactions?
No.
Because I would like to react.
Oh, goodness.
With a staunch response.
You're so staunch.
The blue one.
You're so
This
staunch.
costs 2, so let's pitch the yellow pummel to pay for that. And this does block a total of 6.
Blocks the
so
total
I'm
of 6.
fine.
Yeah.
For now.
I'm going to attack you here with this Vexing Malice from my arsenal. I'm going to pitch this Bounding Demagon, which means that I have... actually, I don't have to pitch for that, because I have the resource floating.
You do have that,
So
yes.
I will just pay that resource to come in with this Vexing Malice. It is for 1, and it has the text to deal 2 arcane damage to target hero.
I can use this blue unmovable to barrier those 2 and have 1 floating. And the last one, I guess I can just take. I think it's going to be okay. So we're going down to 4, which is getting close.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do then is the last-ditch effort of what I can do. I'm going to play this Invert Existence from my hand, pitching this Bounding Demagon with 2 floating, and I'm going to banish some stuff. I don't think it matters, but I'm going to banish... that's a defense reaction. It's an attack reaction.
Pretty sure there is somewhere a showtime, probably. Is there not?
There isn't. Did you outplay me?
I think I pitched them all, actually.
Oh my god.
I might have just pitched them all.
I think you outplayed me. These don't do damage. I should have checked before I played this, but it's okay.
I think I survive.
Yeah.
I might just survive then.
Holy guacamole, as they say. I mean, I still will banish 2 cards, I guess, but because I can't banish an attack and a non-attack, this does not deal damage to you.
Great.
So those will go into your banish zone.
Goodbye,
I don't have anything else, so I will draw this 1 card and take 4 Blood Debt.
Yeah, so at this point, I think we can reasonably guess what's gonna happen. Let's just arsenal this, because I don't need to do anything fancy. I will simply draw 4 and let you do your thing.
What I will do is activate Chane, go to 7.
Woo!
Pitch this Bounding Demagon to attack you with this Rift Bind with Go Again for 3.
For 3, I can just put this Crippling Crush in front. I'm fine with that.
Crippling Crush, okay.
Yep. The red one.
So now I had 2 resources floating after that.
Yes, you do.
I will then attack you with this Rosetta Thorn for 2.
Yeah, because it's only 2 because there's nothing more special to that. So let's just block the 2 with this red pommel.
Okay. Well, I will still cast this Invert Existence just to get it out.
Not die. Yeah.
I will banish those 2, just the top ones. And I will end my turn. I will draw this card and take 2 Blood Debt.
All right.
Your turn.
And let's just, in interest of wrapping it all up, so let's just attack with Anathos, pitching a red and a blue to make it 6, just to make sure that you actually do die.
Well, you know what? I'm not dying to you. I'm dying on my own terms. I'm going to block with this Bounding Demagon, and these 2, this is 1, this is 2, this is 6 total. What are you going to do about it?
Just let you die on your own blood debt things.
You don't know that. We're gonna, okay, I get these. I get counters. This goes here. I have a chain trigger for 7. I will move to the end of my turn and forget my blood debt triggers. It is your turn.
I mean, I could have just, at this point, for the form of it, I can just
Yeah.
And pummel.
Oh man, I almost got there. I almost got there. I didn't have any non-attack actions to fall back on at the end, so I just didn't have to reach.
One.
That was a really close game.
It was.
I mean, I was punching in for a lot of damage.
I did manage to block quite efficiently, I think, for most, if not all of the game. And like, I think it did come down a bit to not getting too many blood depth cards off of your Chane triggers. But then again, honestly, you drew most of them anyway, so you could still use them. So I don't think it cost you that much. It just would have been more helpful coming from the banished zone.
Yeah, and because that's the thing, it essentially, like, I can, like, drawing them is still fine because I can cast them. But if I draw other cards and then banish blood debt cards, it's like I've drawn 2 cards. It works that way. So, I mean, I did get a little bit unlucky. Is that the end of the world? Not really. I mean, that's sort of how this deck works anyway.
Yeah, there will always be some variance, especially like for Runeblade when you try to banish your stuff. You never control fully what happens. So
it's
like,
all
you have
totally
to
random, and that's like why a lot of these cards are like I guess above rate or below rate. I don't know how exactly I want to say it, but like a lot of these cards are really efficient.
Yes.
But that's the downside.
They have the blood depth, so like if you just can't get rid of their blood depthiness.
Yeah.
That was the word.
Yeah.
Keyword.
I had a bunch of very explosive turns, but I only have like a finite amount of those turns.
Yeah.
And since you were able to just block through it, like that's the way that it works. Yep. That was very well played. That was a really cool game.
For sure.
I mean, I think that game went long enough that we don't really need to belabor the point as much. We do still have one final game. As a peek behind the curtain for you, we have one more game to film in the series that you will be seeing next week.
Yep.
So until then, make sure to Rift bind your key bindings to hit like as many times.
I got crushed a week again, so you can just keep crushing the week.
Just keep crushing
Life
the week.
advice.
But anyway, thank you, Boo, for playing.
Thank you.
Thank you at home for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for checking out the Spike Feeders on YouTube. Before you close the window, make sure you click subscribe for more great Flesh and Blood content.